go. Happy Tuesday, guys. I hope y'all are having a phenomenal day, week, month, all of the things. So Amy and Kate and I were talking about one of the topics that we wanted to talk about, and I really have just been like, we need to really talk about Gold School. I think it is undersold, undermarketed, underdiscussed, and having just been to it this last, if I can talk, I'm that excited. Bear with me. It was one of the best experiences that I have had in 8.5 years. I've been to conventions. I've been to all the conventions, all the leaders, all the, Emerald trips, we've had Emerald training at corporate, and this was really good. I'm going to give you guys just a snippet of kind of what it looks like. I'm going to maybe give you a little bit of like the inside details, but so you get there, you get registered. They have all these photo sesh opportunities. They have, you walk up and you feel VIP. They're like, what's your name? They do have different colored lanyards for the gold earner who actually went gold. They get a gold one. And then for the sponsor, it's like this gray color. They give you your badge. They validated parking so that people were not out the parking. They had a full breakfast like set up to have some breakfast and whatnot. They gave us a couple of gifts. I don't have mine in here. I should have grabbed those, but it's a cup that says Gold School and it's gold. And then they give us a travel selfie light, which was super fun. And they gave us this Gold School folder, which had everything they shared up on the screen was printed beautifully and placed inside of here. So we weren't having to we were, but we didn't realize at the time, we didn't need to take pictures of anything. So they get into it. There's several different leaders, like other jewels who get up and speak. There's some fun, interactive game, where we got to all interact together. And I'm going to tell you, I felt like, honestly, I was at a jewel training. I did not feel like I was at a training for anything else. It felt high quality, and they're really pouring in. I will say, I felt like Genevieve was very much like she is on our diamond sprint group, honestly. Like, she asked, can I have permission to be honest? Can I have permission to be bold? Even if you're not giving it, I'm taking it. So, she was really transparent. And a lot of what we went over is what we are being trained on and taught in our diamond sprint group. So she really gets into the nitty gritty of it all. And that's just this much of it, y'all. They go through how to run some reports in back office that are really intricate parts of running your business. And they gave us some challenges and some action items. And I feel like we all sit there and think, y'all, I've been in the company 8.5 years. I have so many level ones. I have a lot of leaders on my team. There could be this opportunity for my mind to say, I don't need to develop a goal. Thank you, friend, but I'm doing okay over here. But that's the mentality we're actually trying to get away from. There is at no point, at any point in your business, whether you are a double diamond, reentry, what have you, that you have this mentality that's okay to say, I don't need to keep doing my own business. Right? We should always be working on our own business. So one of the things that I loved, one of the girls, one of the other jewels that's in our diamond sprint group got up and spoke for just a hot second and shared, she enrolled in February. She talked about it on the call today. She enrolled 3 people mid-February, 3 new level ones. She enrolled them. Okay. How many on here enrolled at least 1 to 3 people last month in March? Let me see your hands. Okay. Everybody should have. If you didn't, here's your challenge, do it this month. Okay, so in February, she enrolled 3. In March, all 3 of them went gold. One of them went senior gold. Yeah. Betty, that was my face when she was saying, I was like, you did the what? I was so proud of my gold. And it was my husband, but y'all, he built his business. I did not do it for him. 3. And here's the cool part. Y'all want to hear the coolest part? There are 3 of her level ones. So guess what? She's got 3 gold legs right now. Do you know how many gold? I'm just curious. Type in the chat. Let me open it. Does anybody here know how many golds it takes to go ruby? Type in the chat. I'd love to see. Do you know the answer? Yeah. So it takes 5 and she had 3. So she's essentially going ruby on her outside leg on her own, right? Okay, but here's the cool thing is like you could do it with 4 golds because you could also be developing some silvers and you could also be developing some, you know, enrollments on your own. If you're enrolling 3 to 6 people and you're developing, you know, 3 silvers a month, guess what? You're making up for that 5th one. So you could do it with 4 golds. But one of the challenges that we were given, we as Jules have been given, but also at Gold School, is to be developing a gold or senior gold every single quarter. Every quarter. Y'all, she did 3 in 1 month. I'm like, okay, level up, Sarah. Let's get it together. And now I'm like, okay, I need to actually do this monthly because otherwise I'm going to look like a fraud because I'm not doing all the things. But here's the thing. If we are not developing, this is a moment of truth. Okay, I'm going to pull a Genevieve. I'm going to ask your permission to be really honest with you. If you are not developing outside of just enrollments, if you are not developing the people you are enrolling, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You are putting the brakes on your business. That is a fact. That is not a Sarah, like, I just think that unless you are going to enroll like 1,000 people in the next 6 months, you're probably going to get stuck. And I don't know about you, but I don't even know 1,000 people, I don't think, that I could have a conversation with. I mean, I might, but I probably don't want to. So let's just say instead of doing that, I go in and I develop 10 new golds in the next 6 months. Guys, 10 new golds in the next 6 months, that's the same thing as 1,000 people. That just ironically worked together because I didn't even do the math before I said that. But I'm just sitting there like, okay, are you checking my math? Is that right? No, it's not right. But I mean, I just sit there and I think to myself, like, do I want to do, oh, she's going to type it because y'all, that's why I'm a network marketer and not a math major, because that's not my thing. I can add my own points, but I really do want to enforce, yes, Amy's right. That was the one thing when she actually, Genevieve and I talked about this at Gold School because she had a conversation with us back to back. And the girl that she was talking to, she was like, how'd you do this? She's like, I don't know, just doing whatever you tell us to do in Diamond Sprint Group. And what it boiled down to is she's leading with the business and she's doing her winning day. And I had told Genevieve right before that, you know, what's so crazy is I grew by 250 points last month. And it wasn't like, oh, that's so cool. I mean, it is, but that's not what it was. But here's the thing, y'all, I haven't grown by 250 points in 2 years over a month period. And there was no like, aha, like, oh, I did this and all of a sudden my points jumped up. I was consistent all month long. I was developing all month long. I was doing all of the things that we're learning all month long. I wasn't waiting till the end of the month. I wasn't sitting there, you know, just like twiddling my thumbs. I was doing the work and I wasn't making excuses. One of the things that, and I think Amy's going to touch on this quite a bit today, but one of the things that she said today was, you do or you do not. There is no try. So you either do or you do not. That there's no trying. And this mentality, and Amy, like I said, is getting ready to jump in and talk on this, because intention and hope and how we need to run our businesses with those two processes really was the shift in my business last month. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have seen growth in my business over the last 2 years, but not 250 points. And it was not me. Let me just put that out there. This is developing leaders. We had fast start silvers, fast start senior silvers, fast start golds. Like we had them all coming in, rolling in last month. And here's why, because people who are coming in, we're not like, I'm going to pull a Genevieve. We're not like, oh, it's so easy. And then saying like, come on, heifer, row the boat. Like, we're not doing that. If she said heifer at Gold School one more time, I thought I was going to pee my pants. But Like, that's what she said. She's like, and when they look at, you look at them and you're like, row, heifer, row. And you're sitting here like, I sold easy. I told them like, oh, it's really easy. You can just get a couple and put them in a conversation with me and I'll do all the work for you. No, ma'am, I do not have time to do all the work for you. You need to do the work yourself. Now, what I will do is I will help you and I will be your partner in getting them going, but I'm not going to do the work for you. Because here's the thing, when we do that, we set the expectation that they don't have to work, that the money is just like she said, the money is just going to come from the sky. And people are like, I have no idea where this $450 came into my bank account. And I'm like, well, would you like me to tell you? I mean, Almond is on this call. When she called me for the first time, when she fast starts silver, senior silver, and gold all together, I was like, girl, I need to see your back office because I don't know where all that money came from either. I know it's legal. I just don't know where it all came from. So I had to break down her comp. Like I had to break it down for her. But y'all, when I was having conversations table by table by table, I talked to a 19-year-old guy who's working his business. I talked to several different women, talked to her girl I didn't know. She's my new friend. Her name is Becky. When I asked them, what are some of the things that are pivotal shifts that got you to Earn Gold School? It was when they let their fear down, started working their business, and decided that they weren't going to just do the easy. They wanted to show up. Showing up, like I'm seeing some of the same faces I see here every single week. You guys show up. And I think that that's so important into success here. Amy, I'm going to pass it on because I really don't want to run out of time. And I feel like that intention and hope conversation we had today is so incredibly important too. I mean, I know for me today, I was like, preach, sister, preach.
All right. Every time I'm on with Jim Diab, it is like the best lovingly smack in the face. It is so, so good. So let me talk about that a little bit. And she did say, hope is not a business strategy. And oh my goodness, I mean, we're all guilty of this. But I think sometimes when we see these other people, these other teams growing, ranking, flourishing, we want to know what the secret sauce is. But there isn't. Like the secret sauce is literally what Sarah just said. You just let go of fear and you get really comfortable and confident, and you are talking to people about Plexus as if they're going to do this with you, right? That is your expectation, and that is the answer you want. So that is the answer you get, and you don't care about the no's, right? You're just calling through them. So what is your intention with your business? It's not per se about money. Money might be a goal, but what's your intention? This is about having the belief and buying into the fact that we actually really change people's lives, right? So she said, for example, if I'm a lifeguard and I'm watching people swim, I need to be showing up with the intention of looking for struggling swimmers. I'm scanning the pool all day long, trying to find people who might need my help swimming, because the result, if I don't do that, is catastrophic. Okay. Now, most of the people in the pool don't need me, but the ones who do are desperate for me. So when we talk about helping people with gut health, we have to remember it's in a world where people eat poorly, where people live in their stress, where people may have been on medications for decades that have adversely affected their microbiome. So we honestly, truly have to wake up every single day with this sense that somebody is in our pool who needs us, right? Somebody needs me to show up with that intention to help them, and to not be afraid, and to not be bold, and to not be scared, and to not let the naysayers or the no's shrink us. So when we talk though about intention, it's not even just the people we haven't talked to. It's also how are we just showing up every single day in our business for ourselves, for our potentials, but also for our current customers, for our current clients. How are you starting your day? What is that intention? And we want to be looking for the people that need us. We're going to talk to all the people. We're going to even talk to the people who don't need our help in order to find the ones who do. Okay. And if we let the ones that don't need our help stop us from reaching out to more people, we're not going to find the ones who do. And if you're struggling with maybe those reaches, right? These people that are growing and flourishing and just going for it. I mean, that Jewel that developed 3 golds, that means 3 people added 20 new people, right? People are like, oh, I don't know 20 people. Yeah, you do. You're just afraid to ask those 20 people. So if you're struggling with your potentials, or you're like wading through people and you're not really sure, it's because you don't like your ask. You have to get comfortable and love your ask. Okay. It has to speak to your heart. It has to speak to what you're trying to do. It has to be authentic from you. You have to be so comfortable and confident with your intention and your ask that you will pick up the phone and start calling people and say, hey, listen, I just need to let you know that I have stumbled upon something that has changed my life and the life of so many people that I know. And I want to connect with you and see if you could benefit from this as well. We should be doing that every single day. That has to be our conversations all of the time. And it has to be a conversation, though, that we're proud to have. Because excuses rob people of that confidence. And I have certainly been there. Oh my goodness. I let an excuse come in, it gets in my own head. I lose my confidence. And guess what? I don't want to reach out to people because then I tell these stories in my head. Okay. So are you trying to do these things? Are you trying to rank gold? Or are you doing it? Because it's just a mental flip, right? That Genevieve said, like, trying is lying, right? We don't want you to try to get gold. We want you to be gold. We want you to go after it. We don't want you to try to add 3 this month. We want you to do 3 this month. Are you trying to find 3 new customers, or are you going to just do it? Are you trying to get a new silver, or are you just going to do it? And, I love some of her examples because they just really hit home. Like, if you were going into surgery, what surgeon would you choose? The one who said he would try to have a good procedure, or the one who says, hey, I've got you. This is going to be great. What airplane would you get on? The pilot that says he'll try to have a good flight, or the pilot that says we're going to have a good flight, right? Whose business would you want to join? The person that says, I'm going to try and help you get to silver? No, you are getting to silver. So stop playing defense and get into the offense. Get comfortable with your ask and then get asking. It was like a shot in my arm of belief and hope. And it's so simple. I think we overcomplicate it so much. It's so simple to pick up the phone and say, hey, listen, I don't know if this is a fit for you or not. In fact, when you say that, you disarm the other person. It immediately puts you on a playing field where they have been disarmed. Where you say, listen, I don't know if it's a fit for you or not, but what I do know is you should check this Plexus stuff out and decide for yourself if it's a fit, because I love it. It is awesome for me. And this business is amazing, right? Get comfortable with that ask. I could tell you, I have to get comfortable with my ask. I've gotten into my own head, and this was like the shot of belief that I needed. Why wouldn't I call 10 people on the phone tomorrow and be like, hey, listen, I'm the Plexus girl. You've seen me. I think you're going to love this. Can we talk about it? And you get 10 no's. That's fine. You move on to the next 10. That is what our intention needs to be. I'm going to see if anybody else has any questions. I can't see the chat because when I talk on these calls, I hide my face. If anybody
Amy, I love you. I want to jump into and just
Yeah.
say one more thing. One of the other things that she said that resonated with me as a mom. So if you're a mom, or if you're a dog mom, or you have a favorite nephew or niece, you'll get this. If your nephew, niece, dog, your child was under a vehicle, are you going to try to move that car? Or are you going to get out there and move that car? Right? You got to decide, like, hell or high water, I'm getting this car moved because this ain't taking them out. And I think what resonated for me, and that's an extreme, obviously, example, but here's what really resonates is that we're so busy telling ourselves oftentimes all the reasons that it can't work or won't work, or that you can't move the car, that you're not just getting in there and doing it. And I think so many times we talk ourselves out of doing actionable items. So I want to challenge you going into the mid part of this month. If you have made a goal and you're like, I'm going to re-rank my rank. I'm going to rank up. I'm going to do something. I'm going to earn one of these bonuses that is insane. Please, for the love, can we all earn those? If you are telling yourself already mid-month, I'm going to just kind of take my goal back a little bit, or it's okay if I don't get it this month. You are putting the self-doubt in your own head. And here's what I'm going to really here's the challenge part. That wasn't a challenge. That was just me telling you how it is. Here's a challenge. You got to show up. And if you think you're showing up and you're not making the progress you want, the chances you're probably not actually showing up. Are you working your business like a business, or are you working it like a hobby? Are you, showing up to calls with and this is not at anybody who has their camera off, but are you showing up to every call with your camera off because you're multitasking and not actually investing in yourself? And that's one of the things I love about the Diamond Sprint group. We're not allowed to have our cameras off. You can be nursing your baby, you can be cooking dinner, but here's why most of us are sitting like this, because we're committing to something and we've got to show up. We got to show up our best, most authentic selves and ready to learn, ready to dive in. Because I can tell you this, Genevieve, I've had this conversation. We are not, I don't care who you are, you're not a good multitasker. I'm going to burst your bubble for a second. We are not actually meant to multitask. That is actually, a psychologist had that. I listened to psychologists talking about it. Our brains cannot actually multitask, which goes into anxiety stuff. But if you can stop trying to multitask so many things and just make the time, put it in your calendar, y'all, these calls are the same time every week. The corporate calls are the same time every week, same days. These things don't change. The only thing that changes if you're not showing up is your dedication, not the calls. Okay. And I say that with all sincerity. And I know sometimes, like, I've had babies latched on or doing bath time, but here's the thing: when I've been doing bath time during a call, I'm not getting out of it what I'm getting out of it right now, fully attentive. Right. So that's where I say, are you working it like a business? Are you working it like a hobby? You've got to show up. If you were working in corporate America, could you show up like, on a Zoom in a corporate America with your camera off? Probably not. They want to see what you're actually doing. You know what I mean? Like, can I just send Kate with a stick figure of my face and sit with me in there and me just listen in? They're probably not going to dig that idea. And here's the thing: if I don't show up for work in corporate America, guess what? I don't have a job. This is obviously the benefit of our company, is you get to make those choices. But I'm going to challenge you: when you make the choice to show up for yourself, show up, dig in, really get in there. And if you're not doing that, the chances are your team is also not doing that. Right? If you're not doing all of the things, your team is probably not doing them either. So that's a challenge to you. If you want your team to do something, you need to do it first, even if they don't know you're doing it, because it's all up here. It's a mindset. When you commit up here to doing the things, it's a lot easier to be like, hey, I really need you to get on these. These are incredible. This is that. But if you're not showing up, you don't even know what you're inviting them to. Right? And you're not committed. So why would they be committed? That's like me saying, hey, Amy, everybody's going to this dinner. And then she shows up like, oh, I thought everybody was coming. Sarah didn't show up. Where's Sarah? Oh, it's okay. I'm at home drinking mimosas by myself. Don't worry about me. Like, you're not going to trust me the next time I try to invite you to go to dinner. You're going to be like, oh, she's not coming to that one either. Right? So you got to show up. So yeah, Amy opened it up for questions. Does anybody have questions, or does Genevieve say snide remarks or anything that you?
Well, I do.
I'm going to say something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
One thing that really hit home for me, I watched it like 2 hours ago because we were working cattle today. And so thank you, Amy and Sarah, for taking the role on this. It's been a crazy month for my family, but was Genevieve said, do you know what you will say to somebody if they ask you what you do? So she was in Dallas. They were at a restaurant. They were all eating dinner. It was for Gold School. And there was a lady sitting next to them and she had a gold outfit on. And so everybody at the table said, oh my gosh, we want to take a picture with you because you have a gold outfit on and this would be amazing for a picture. And so they're talking. She says, well, what are you here for? Genevieve's first response was Plexus. And she goes, oh, that pink drink, I drink it too. Genevieve goes, well, girl, I hope that you are getting your products paid for from this company. And the lady had no idea about the compensation plan, about the referral bonuses, or what corporate does for us as individual ambassadors. And so because Genevieve automatically knew how to talk to this person, and she already had, months ago, we talked about our elevator speech, but she knew what to say to somebody. She didn't just freeze up and say, oh, we're just here for a work retreat and we just want to take a picture with you because, you're in gold, and it was about, our theme was gold. She was very bold and told everybody why she was there. And when they left that conversation, the lady said, you know what? I think I want to be at the next gold school. This could be life-changing for this person because Genevieve was bold in why they were there. And her intention was pure in making sure that this ambassador does not make sure that she doesn't have to pay for her products every single month. And so she challenged us to put together our own conversation about when people ask you what you do, or when people ask what Plexus is, that you can just rattle it off as a business standpoint. And so I challenge you all to have that and write it out. I have that in my notes to do that this week, and put it in our Gold Rush chat so that we can see what everybody says, because we have to be bold and we have to be able to swing from the hip and be taken off guard and be proud and be intentional when we talk to people about Plexus. I am guilty of this. I know Amy is guilty of it and Sarah's guilty of it, that we don't always go into each conversation with the intention of sharing Plexus with every single person. We're Jules, and we are guilty of not doing what we're telling you guys to do, but we're working on it every single day, and we're showing up to these calls and learning and growing and pouring them into you because we believe that we can all do it together. Not one person is better than the other. We cannot compare ourselves to other teams. We just have to show up every single day with intention to grow our businesses and to grow our teams and to teach our teams what to do. And then we're going to get in that momentum and be able to do it as well. So I challenge you guys to really dig deep about what you would say if somebody says, what are you here for? Or what's Plexus? And build into that business building conversation. That was my little rant. She was fire today.
I love it. She was really, really good today. She always is fire. Man. But I love how she breaks it down and keeps it simple. This business is not hard. We make it hard. It's really simple. We get into our own head. So, all right, guys, it's 8:30 on the dot. Thank you guys for being on. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Kate. And oh man, wouldn't it be awesome for all of us to be at Gold School again together for most of us? That would be so fun. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to take a picture. I always forget. Hold, please. If you want on the photo, turn your camera on and smile. I'm going to take a screenshot and then I'll drop it because I know we like to use these in our stories.
Oh, there's all our sweet faces that
Look
we're
at it.
hiding.
They're like, oh yeah. I'll show my face for a photo.
See, we got to start doing this at the beginning. Get everybody's faces on so we can be like, we know what you look like. I just got home. I haven't washed my hair in 5 days, so I got one on y'all.
That's right. All right, ready, guys? Here we go. Smile. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Hey, one more thing I want to say before we hang up, because we just launched obviously the most gorgeous branding on the planet Earth yesterday. And so I just wanted to say, if you have posted about it, awesome. If you haven't posted about it, I want to challenge you to post about it, speaking to your audience, because while they will all be super excited about seeing like the brand new packaging, they're going to be like, oh, that's pretty great. I don't use that, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Some people may be like, oh, I can get on board with this now. I really want you to talk about some of the things that like stick out to you, like how clean, it's ageless, it's like that we're really stepping up, because I think the most important thing that we can discuss, we had a call about this last night, is that the reason, one of the biggest things that we've done with our branding and our marketing and our packaging is stepped up our game to match the quality of our products. And I think we have to talk about the products inside are the same. We're just leveling up our packaging to match the high quality that's inside of it. So I just want to challenge you, if you haven't posted about it, that's a great way to do so. If you're just dumping like every graphic that has been put out into the universe over the last 24 hours, I'm going to just tell you people are going to start muting you and unfollowing you because they're going to be an overwhelm. Like, hey, I love your 1,600 pictures of Probio 5 and BioCleanse over and over, but it does nothing for me. You've got to tell stories. You've got to use them in stories to tell stories, not just to share the 460,000 graphics that you have downloaded to your camera. Not that I've seen that today or anything, but you're welcome.
I love
All
it.
right, y'all have a good night.
All right, guys. Bye, friends.